Hi guys, back once again, and this time I'm talking Lucifer Season 2. Yes, I've got Season 2 done as well. For me, Season 2 is a big step up on Lucifer Season 1. Lucifer Season 1, kind of a generic, bland police procedural show with the spin of, oh, and by the way, he's really the devil. Lucifer Season 2, okay, where should we begin with Season 2? It starts off spinning his wheels, doing pretty much the same shtick. You know, there's a crime and he's helping Decker solve the mystery. And for me, that part of the show, that element of Lucifer, is the least important thing. If the show had carried on doing that, then I think I would have stopped watching. But luckily it moved on from that. It quickly moved on. In Season 2, I felt like, you know, it actually moved on at a hell of a pace in its evolution of the show. It almost fell into the trap of having Lucifer do something new each week, which it did start off doing early on in the show. There was this point whereby, oh, and now Lucifer's going to learn this, and now Lucifer's going to learn that, and now he's impersonating Dan. And it did start doing that, but then it shut that down. And I think what it did very well was actually take a look more at the mythology of Lucifer and Maze and his mother and the relationship with God and all that stuff. And I thought that's really where the strength of the show lies. It is surrounding itself in that mythology and actually trying to make things work that way. They've still got the whole will they won't they plot going on, and we've had this whole thing of Lucifer, you know, oh, I'm getting really, really close to Chloe and getting really, really close, and you know, this is the typical thing. There's nothing new about what they do here, which is that they are about to get together, and then something happens. You know, see, it's either something tragic happens, something. Somebody freaks out, or somebody panics. They get scared of intimacy or something like that, and one of them does something silly, or one person learns something about somebody else, and it scares them off. There is that always that one thing that twists the story just as they're about to get together for the will they won't they plot. They need, I don't care about that. That just frustrates me as opposed to intrigues me. I don't think it's particularly good, because normally what'll happen is that this person runs away and then realizes the mistake and comes back, and then the next season this person runs away and then realizes the mistake and then they come back, and then they finally get together. So I'm guessing that's kind of what's going to happen with Lucifer, probably Season 3. I'm expecting that sort of change. There's this whole thing of him revealing himself to her. I don't care about that. I genuinely don't. Like, he's been telling her from day one. So if she still hasn't got it into her head that he's the devil, then there's really not a lot you can say to that, really. You know, oh yeah, he should have shown her, but like, if she doesn't believe him, she doesn't believe him. So, but I did enjoy Season 2 a lot more than Season 1, a lot more, and I think mainly because of the changes that they made to it, where the focus shifted from the crime of the week to actually dealing with the characters and the mythology, more so. As for the cliffhanger, well, it wasn't much of a cliffhanger, which I'm glad of, because I really don't like seasonal cliffhangers as a thing. I think for me, Sarah Connor Chronicles was the one where it was like, you know, yeah, doing these stupid cliffhangers is stupid, and here's why. If you haven't seen Sarah Connor Chronicles, then they end on a cliffhanger and the show never gets picked up, and it was a good enough show that it should have had more, but because it doesn't, it never gets resolved. It never ever gets resolved. So that's a problem with cliffhangers, and that's why I don't like them. And so what we have here is the season wrapped up and a tease for next season. And I think that's okay. That's okay because having something else just tacked on at the end to just go, there's something to look forward to. And besides, you don't need a cliffhanger if you've got a strong enough audience base, because the audience is going to come back regardless of whether you wrap the season up as a whole or you do a cliffhanger. They're going to come back because they love the show. I like the show a hell of a lot more for season 2 than I did for season 1. A lot more. So in terms of its strength, I gave season 1 a 6.5 to 7. This is definitely a 7.5 to 8. It's a much better written story, and it's a much better. The characters are far more embellished, far more complex than they were in the first season. There are a couple of standout moments as well, and the first standout moment is probably, for me, the first standout moment anyway is the moment where Lucifer's, and if you haven't seen season 2, spoiler alert here, but there's the moment just after Lucifer kills Uriel, and he comes back into Lux, and there's a moment between him and Trisha Helfer, and it's a brilliant little moment. But another moment I thought was handled really, really well, was, I think, and it's one that probably went under the radar, is the moment between Maze and the Doctor, when the Doctor finds out that Maze is a demon, and she's closed the door, she's not seeing anyone, and then Maze goes to her and she's on the other side of the door, and they do this thing where she slides the check under the door, and that whole scene I thought was really, it was about a friend who wanted another friend to accept her no matter what, and I thought it was a really lovely scene, and I thought it was handled really, really well. They took enough time to let the scene play out, and I thought it was handled very, very well. Anything really, again, there's nothing really bad about the series now, except for the fact that it doesn't really need the crime procedural stuff in it. That's kind of the MacGuffin that pushes each story along, but it's really now taking a back seat to everything else, and that's a good thing, because the mythology is where they should be looking, and the relationships between the celestial beings then and the humans, and the friendships and relationships and all that, that's really where the nourishment from the series comes. Anyway, that's what I thought of Lucifer season 2. It's definitely a vast improvement on season 1. I don't know what to expect for season 3. I'm looking forward to it now though. In terms of, I wasn't looking forward to season 2 from season 1 because I thought it was just going to be more of the same. Glad they made the change. I guess that we're going to get the will they won't they shite going on with, you know, opposites and all that. The antithesis of what happened this season, I guess. But yeah, that's what I thought of season 2. It's a much better show. I give it 8 out of 10. And I'm going to leave that there. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Lucifer season 2. Because you've probably seen it a long time before I have. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, give me the thumbs up button, please do. Also, feel free to share this video or subscribe to this channel. But until next time, I'll see you later, guys.